What's up everybody, I'm Gajithan3, and today guys we're back with a brand new video on the channel, and today we're gonna do what if Naruto was born with Indra and Madara's power. People would just say, well, aren't they like the both reincarnation of the same person, so they would have the same powers? No, that's not the case. For example, obviously Sasuke has the Rinnegan and the Sharingan, but Indra only had the Sharingan. Madara did have the Rinnegan, and have the Sharingan, but obviously Indra didn't. So that means more reincarnations could have different powers. It's not all about, the same thing. So just wanted to say that because I know I would get a lot of questions about that. And obviously Indra is kind of way stronger than Madara. Look, obviously Madara, like when he gets the 10 tails and stuff, he is stronger. But Madara that I'm talking about is like before he got the 10 tails, before the Naruto war. Obviously the Indra had pretty good feats. He literally created jutsu. So he is pretty smart in my opinion. Even probably the smartest person in the whole anime, at least in my perspective of the Naruto story. So Naruto would basically have the powers of both of them in their primes. That means in their both strongest states. So that means Indra with the dual internal Magenko Sharingan and having all these crazy jutsus and stuff like that, and Madara in the war with the 10 tails, plus the Rinnegan and like the fruit or whatever. So Naruto's gonna be pretty powerful, but obviously I won't let Naruto just use all these powers just to destroy the whole village. So Naruto would have a little bit of restrictions, so the story would be able to be more realistic in my opinion. And yeah guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's roll the intro.
Yourself and rise, rise, and make them remember you. Push through they will remember you.
So guys, for this what if to actually work, there need to be a couple of changes about how Naruto will be born. So Minato's parents are unknown, as we know, so I'm gonna make Minato an actual Uchiha. Let's say just Minato was an Uchiha, then he was abandoned, and literally no one knows about that. And let's say just Minato didn't unlock the Sharingan because he didn't really have any reaction or feelings, let's say. I mean, obviously that's not true, but like, let's just roll with that because I don't want to change the whole series. Because if Minato had the Sharingan, a lot of stuff could happen. I mean, he could, if Minato had like the Magenko Sharingan, and I would probably say he would have unlocked that because he is pretty smart. He basically could have controlled the Nine Tails. And that basically would change the whole story. And like, I don't want to change the whole story just because for Naruto to have both Indra and Madara's power. So let's just say Minato is an Uchiha and Kushina is just an Uzumaki. So Minato would be also known as an Uchiha because people would know that he is an actual Uchiha. So Naruto would actually be black, not red, just because, I mean, the normal timeline it wasn't red, and it was yellow because Minato's hair was yellow, so it makes maybe a little bit more sense to give Naruto black hair in my opinion, but it really doesn't matter after all. Anyways, so Naruto would obviously be stronger, just like, even without Indra and Madara's power, just because he's just an Uchiha, but Naruto would actually be the incarnation of Indra and Madara because Naruto's feelings, Naruto's hatred grows stronger because we all know, he was lonely as a kid, And that drives the Uchiha clan, and that gets your Sharingan stronger and stronger, some of your dojutsu. So let's say the Naruto just was the incarnation of Indra Madara, let's say because of that. And yeah. So if people were asking, well, is Sasuke like the incarnation of also Indra, or like what is it? So obviously Sasuke would be the incarnation, in my opinion, of Ashura, because his character will obviously be changed. But it also doesn't make sense for him to be the incarnation of Ashura because he doesn't have the nine tails in him. So he wouldn't really be the incarnation of anything. But with Naruto, he's gonna have both Indra and Madara's power. And Naruto, and like if he was the incarnation of both of them, it would literally be the same thing. So him having the powers or being the incarnation is basically almost the same thing. So let's continue with the power thing from the title of this video. So let's start with Naruto's life, shall we? So basically, obviously Naruto would have both powers of Indra / Madara Uchiha. So how would Naruto unlock the Rinnegan? Because really the cycle is you had an entry Rinnegan, but you also need like Utsutsuki DNA, blah blah blah. I don't want all these like stuff, so I'm just gonna let Naruto have the Rinnegan. Have one of his eyes being Rinnegan, and one of his eyes it's just normal. Why, you might ask? Well, you see, if Naruto had two Rinnegans, how would he have an Sharingan? Where would it be? So that's why I'm gonna give Naruto one of his eyes being a Rinnegan, and the other eye being just a normal eye. I don't need obviously to get to the phase of training, so I'll be able to unlock that Megenko Sharingan. Because he has the powers, he just needs to unlock them. I mean, you can't unlock something even if you're the incarnation or someone or have their powers. You need to unlock their dojutsu. But the Rinnegan is an exception after all, so yeah. So obviously Naruto would start up as kind of a normal kid at first, but all the people would kind of be scared from Naruto. I mean, first of all, he literally has the Rinnegan. And second of all, he has the nine tails inside him. So if anyone tries to, make Naruto mad or anything, Naruto could easily beat them up. So they won't actually try, bullying Naruto, but Naruto would be pretty lonely. So one day Naruto would just be, roaming around. And Naruto would be finally 5 years old. And also the third Hokage was waiting for Naruto to be 5 years old. The third Hokage would call up on Naruto and tell him to come to his, obviously, place. Naruto would go, and the third Hokage would tell him that technically your father was an Uchiha. So if you want to, they can take you to the Uchiha place and you'll have a home. And maybe people would, take you in or something. Naruto kind of gets excited a little and says, okay, sure, why not? And he just goes to the Uchiha place. So obviously Fugaku and, third Hokage talked about it. Fugaku said that it's probably the best if Naruto was in, obviously, Fugaku's house. Because of reasons he'll need to be trained so he'll be able to control the Nine Tails. Because the seal won't last forever. Even the fourth Hokage put it, he didn't have even much chakra to, have a better seal. So Naruto's seal will eventually break, and Naruto will need to be able to control the Nine Tails inside him. Third Hokage would kind of agree with this, and he also trusts the Uchiha also more than, Danzo or anything. So he says, yeah, sure, why not? Naruto would go and Fugaku would obviously greet him. Although Uchiha actually kind of liked Naruto, they don't hate him. I mean, they say Naruto kind of like a weapon, but Fugaku doesn't really seem like that in a way. Same with Itachi and Sasuke. So Naruto would obviously come in, and Itachi would greet Naruto, same with Sasuke. Naruto, he's around 5. Sasuke's around the same age. They're actually the same age. There's just months of differences. So Itachi asks Naruto if he want to train, and Naruto would say, yeah, sure, why not? Itachi and Naruto would just go to more place that they could actually fight with. Itachi would attack Naruto. Naruto dodges and kicks Itachi, but Itachi easily dodges and punches Naruto in the face. Then Itachi shoots a fire side fireball jutsu, and then Naruto copies that jutsu and does the same thing. With Itachi realizing Naruto can copy any jutsu that he can see instantly. Then Naruto goes behind Itachi and does the shackle jutsu, and then he shoots one of his jutsu that he created, wind style wind bullet jutsu. It would go and hit, obviously, Itachi and actually kind of injure him, but not much to be fair. Then Itachi goes behind Naruto and knocks him out in one single punch. And tells Fugaku Naruto's actually pretty strong for a kid. He has this Rinnegan eyes, he still didn't unlock any techniques of it. But with training, I think he'll be able to control his Rinnegan and might even unlock the Sharingan. He'll be a pretty strong man, actually. Fugaku would smile and says he sure would, with Sasuke saying he wants to train with Itachi too, with Itachi saying, when Naruto wakes up, you both can fight me together, of Sasuke saying, okay, sure. So Sasuke is kind of jealous from Naruto because Itachi is training him, but he doesn't really mind that. I mean, if he's training more with Itachi, even if it's with Naruto, I mean, why not, right? Naruto would wake up pretty shortly, and then Sasuke would tell him, let's fight Itachi together, with Naruto saying, yeah, sure, why not? So they would stand up to Itachi, and Chisui would come in and say, let's fight on TV too, shall we? That's more fair. Chisui was actually just seeing Itachi and Naruto's fight, and seeing Naruto's moves, and seeing how much powerful he is. Obviously, actually, Naruto and Sasuke would say, sure, and the fight would start. Sasuke would attack Itachi, and Naruto would attack Shisui. Shisui would try to do the body flicker, and go beyond Naruto, and punches him in the back. Naruto would be flying to the logs, but then, Naruto says, now, fire style, fire sword. So this jutsu isn't anything special. Naruto has all 5 chakra natures, and Naruto basically can use any sword and make it around it like a fire sword, and his hand wouldn't get damaged in any way, shape, or form. So Naruto's sword would be wrapped with fire, and he would attack, obviously, Shisui, with Shisui dodging and putting up a sword, with Naruto hitting it with the fire, but the sword wouldn't actually get damaged. This sword is with a special metal. Then Naruto would say this sword is useless and fall to the ground. Then Naruto would say, wind style, wind? What do you guys guess it? What do you guys think this jutsu is? So basically this jutsu, Naruto can use wind and would be able to disable someone's body. So basically how it works is Naruto would pull basically pressure with the wind, I would make someone just stand and not move. So this is wind style, wind paralysis. And Chisui wouldn't be able to move, but then Chisui would pull out the Sharingan, trying to put Naruto in a Genjutsu. But to no avail. Naruto would close one of his eyes, the eye that doesn't have the Rinnegan. But with the Rinnegan, he won't be able to get in a Genjutsu. And then Naruto would kick Shisui in the face, and Shisui went flying up, but then Shisui goes and punches Naruto in the stomach, and also Itachi does the same thing at the same time, and Naruto and Sasuke would be flying, and they would hit each other by obviously them being falling. Naruto would say that Shisui is pretty strong. He's around the same level as Itachi. He's actually stronger. Then Naruto tells Shisui to pull up his Megenka Sharingan. Shisui would say, wait, how do you know about that? Let's just say I know that. I want to see it. Then Juicy says he really don't want to see it. Then he says, yes, I want to see it. I mean, Itachi doesn't have it, but you do. Itachi would be quite surprised it says, I want to see that, too. And obviously Sasuke would be there, so Sasuke would pull up his Magenka Sharingan, showing them the Magenka. When Naruto says, you have two special techniques of it, right? Correct? But how do you know that? I know you have the Susanoo, but I don't know what's your second thing. Obviously, Sasuke would be quite surprised, but he would just tap Naruto on the head and tell him you'll soon be able to unlock that with pretty hard training. Then Naruto says, I already have the one Tomi Sharingan, but I couldn't level it up even more because I don't know how did I do that, so I just have that one Tomi right now. Then obviously Sasuke would be quite even more surprised by Naruto just being a kid around 5 and him having the one Tomi Sharingan. So around 2 years have passed with Naruto being trained more, same with Sasuke, and both of them getting stronger and stronger. So, what would Naruto do? Naruto would learn more jutsu and such more technique, and he would even have better taijutsu. And Naruto's Sharingan is a 3 Tomi, but for Sasuke not to be jealous, obviously Shisui and Itachi told him to only tell Sasuke as the 2 Tomi, not the 3 Tomi. Because they don't want, Sasuke to be sad because it's behind or blah blah blah. So, anyways, there's 1 week left before the Uchiha massacre. I mean, it still happens. Shisui one day when Naruto and Sasuke finished class, Shisui would tell Naruto to come in for a sec. Naruto would tell him sure and he would go. Shisui would tell Naruto to take his sword. Naruto would say, wait, why? You will know in time. Naruto would read Shisui's mind with his Rinnegan and see what is gonna happen. I see. Danzo wants to massacre the whole Uchiha, huh? Then he says, how did you know that? I read your mind, basically, with my Rinnegan. Then he says, I see. Well, you can't tell Sasuke that, but I need a plan. We can't massacre the whole Uchiha. I mean, what do we do? Naruto says, I have a plan, but it does have a couple of risks. What is it? I can put Danzo in a Genjutsu. Wait, you can't do that. You only have a 3 Tomi. I can do that with my Rinnegan, though. Or we can just kill off Danzo, but that wouldn't be the right thing. But I don't know how my Rinnegan would react, or I don't know how much it lasts. So in my opinion, you should probably just put Danzo in a Genjutsu. Or we should probably kill him out, because one of these could work, but the Genjutsu part would probably be the best, because we don't want any suspicious things happening to the Uchiha. I mean, I can sense the third Hokage not actually wanting to massacre the Uchiha, but Danzo and the other people want to massacre the Uchiha. So, in my opinion, best bet is you with your, obviously, Sharingan, because you have that special Genjutsu. You'll need to put Danzo in a Genjutsu where he doesn't want to kill off the Uchiha. And if Danzo and the third Hokage don't want to, the others will also not want to, because both of them don't want to, and these are like the most important people that need to do the decision. Shisui would say it's good work, but I don't know if my Genjutsu is even strong enough. I mean, true, no one's Sharingan could actually have the same Genjutsu, but we don't know what obviously he has on his sleeve. Naruto says you shouldn't worry. I can put him in a Genjutsu for a couple of seconds, and then you'll be able to put him in one, so he won't have any plans to let people come in. Then Shisui would say, I see, but we'll probably need Itachi's help for this. Naruto say, yeah, probably yes. And yeah, guys, after that video here, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want the second part of this what if, you will need to hit a like goal of 25 likes, and I'll drop a part 2 to this what if when I see the video having 25 likes. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.